Alright, Into the Fog starts now, episode 9. We got Pteranodons. We didn't notice headlights snap on and off. So it's written by somebody who's never driven a car at night. Okay, it's foggy out, whatever. Not like that would reflect more light, making it more obvious when the light behind you turns off.
What's wrong, Bumpy?
We need some Sammy, Yasmina, charades level teamwork. Know what I mean?
Indeed I do. We are pretty good at charades.
We're amazing at it.
Not gonna come back. Ah, here's where everybody's meeting up. Okay. We're just in time for the season to end.
Deceased? Why would someone sell a deceased?
Okay, definitely not.
So, that was a Rex.
Is that Big
Oh.
Edie?
Well, there we go.
Well, it's not the Rex from Newbor, so,
So then where did you come from?
Are we gonna get an explanation?
how many people are in on this? And who's behind it?
Maybe we can find out in there.
I guess that's one way you can explain some of the population here. If everything from like Manticore has been released as well for some reason. But like the problem with that is, right, that's not, well, I don't remember that exact dialogue. Is Manticore, like Manticore Island, is that publicly known? But Darius's dialogue in an earlier episode directly supports thinking that every animal should just be from Lockwood Manor. It's hard to explain any excess amount of dinosaurs given that they said that line in the show about Darius expecting everything to have come from Lockwood. It's really bothering me. Because, like, the Manticore Island explanation would work if it just wasn't for that line of dialogue. Like, why does nobody think it's weird that there's, 60 parasaurs in, like, one county in fucking Wyoming or whatever the fuck it was? Oh, Pachyrhino. That one different color, maybe? It looked kind of white with more, like, the splotchy patterning. Again, the lighting's not exactly conducive, but if we got a second color palette for the Pachyrhino, it could elevate the design a bit in my mind if it's interesting enough.
What are you doing?
What does it look like? I'm moving this dino to the ship.
Help me, friend of dinosaurs. Release me.
This is crawling with workers.
So they're loading up a boat, right? They said delivering dinosaurs to a ship. Do we think this is like a dinosaur drop for Biosyn? I wouldn't be surprised if they bring that back into it. That might make some sense. Like, uncovering, at least some part of, like, the Biosyn conspiracy ahead of Dominion. And, like, from our perspective, we could know that they're heading to, like, the Dolomites, even if, the campers never figure that out, right? Like, from the campers' perspective, they might never figure out this is, like, a Biosyn operation, but the show might reveal to us that it is. I mean, that's potentially a good, like, story element to pick some stuff from, right? Like, if you're looking to put something in between Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, something specifically maybe that leads into Dominion, you can lean into, like, the black market stuff, right? Illegal cloning, etc., etc. You can also lean into the Biosyn side of things. And, like, we know Biosyn got dinosaurs in the valley. If I'm not mistaken, the dialogue in Dominion says maybe something like the first wave came from Sorna or something? Or maybe some other piece of dialogue about the dinosaurs, or implying they're there illegally initially or something like that before it becomes a proper sanctuary and they, like, start, accepting dinosaurs into the sanctuary above board, right? So this could be something like that. If we're seeing dinosaurs being siphoned off to go to Biosyn.
We can get in through there.
you serious?
Like I say to my students,
Ah, the rock climbing
by
comes
your
back.
side, you can't climb anything you do.
It all makes sense now. He was always destined to have a climbing school for this exact moment. It was fate.
Okay, we get it.
No, you shut up, bitch. Stealing some trank darts. Chekhov's trank darts. And his back is broken in 7 places. It's probably the same Pachyrhinosaurus color scheme, just different
She's
lighting.
out. We have it under control. Over.
Except for the guy whose back is shattered into little pieces. Shattered like glass. Are we on the boat now? Could we heard a raptor? I'm not sure what that cry was. Everything's kind of
These dinosaurs are going to Bobby Newport's.
behind bars and stuff here. That's a compy. Confirmed compies. Oh, there's a raptor. So that's got to be. Okay, so. Well, I guess there's like the Dino Tracker shit from before Dominion, which talks about other raptors being loose in the world, velociraptors. So maybe I was gonna say like, oh, it's got to be one of the Manticore Island raptors, but no, not necessarily. This could be an interesting way for them to like get Bumpy out of the picture for the like the greater Chaos Theory storyline and still have her be safe just by saying she was transferred to Biosyn Valley, right? And then she could still be alive there to this day, you know, in the equivalent timeline.
Are you dying?
Maybe they'll just kill Bumpy. That'll work too, I guess.
Hang in there, girl.
Everybody's in here now, right? Hey, it's a good thing that guy was wearing a high-vis vest, or maybe they went to see him. Okay, show off. A lot of raptor noises, maybe more than one raptor. Shut up.
Good thing we're not alone.
It's all well and good to have a distraction to you know, keep them from noticing your friends, but it also gets everybody on guard. I guess they might have been completely boned with where they were.
Alright, put this one over there. It's on the next ship headed out.
Ooh, multiple ships? Okay. I think this is being set up for Bumpy to be lost here, right? That's what this is kind of feeding into. It was like, this is a good, you know, hook for next season. Where did Bumpy go? We gotta find a Bumpy. When Bumpy's not on screen, everybody should be asking, where's Bumpy?
And then they shot out Ben's tires.
That was a
They
Dilo.
weren't shooting.
But who would want to buy this many dinos?
I thought it was small
Plenty.
scale first, but these, they're going all over the world.
What?
Malaysia, the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia,
Okay.
Malta.
Okay. So not all to but one place. Not a Biosyn operation directly, at least. So black market. They're going the black market half of Dominion, not the Biosyn half. Obviously, that's why they just said Malta. So potentially these are other, you know, black market equivalents. Maybe the early stages of these black markets, you know, maybe they're not as advanced as they are in Dominion, cloning their own dinosaurs and shit or whatever. But the start of that. Again, though, how are there this many dinosaurs? This is gonna bother me for all time. Wonder if the scar by the eye there is supposed to be from the crossbow bolt and Battle of Big Rock. I don't remember the exact placement those bolts hit, but they were in the face. You could check probably the scarring too and see if it matches. It just coughs up Brooklyn and she's fine. Brooklyn pops out.
No time, come quick.
Episode 9, they're finally all on screen together. But it's an understandable arc for a season, right? The whole getting the gang back together, it makes sense. I think it's a little drawn out, taking halfway through episode 9 out of 10 episodes total to get them all in the room together. But I get it. Should have been like, I don't know, maybe 5 episodes. It did allow them to have like 2 separate locations doing their own like half of the puzzle type thing, I guess. Although, did we really get much from like Sammy and Yaz's side of things that we didn't get from the other side? That was our first like, piece of information that the DPG, or not DPG, I'm going to keep saying DPG, the DPW was in on this. But like we could have learned that, or would have eventually learned that from Darius's side, so.
Why is this so difficult?
You just lift it up. Don't pull it out. Lift it up.
Bumpy!
Bumpy!
It's okay, baby. We're here.
Maybe she ate something poisonous?
She could have picked up a virus? Is she... Quick! We gotta hurry!
Move her tail!
What are we doing back there? Are we really doing this? I will be deeply shocked if this is not a fake out. Deeply fucking shocked.
Looks like we've got a new camp family.
Oh, okay. Great. Bumpy egg.
Not quite like helping one of my chickens lay an egg, but Bumpy's okay. This little one was just a bit stuck.
That is the thing that happens with chickens. Okay. So this is how we have the squad here move around and still have, cute baby dinosaur they can carry around with them. We got Bumpy Jr. while Bumpy goes off to a farm upstate or whatever. I see what they're doing. I see what they're setting up. Egg hatches, it's just like a Euoplocephalus. Like, what happened here?
When did this even happen?
I guess all those times Bumpy escaped the ranch, she was hanging out in the fields with Mr. Rhinosaurus.
Wait, what?
Don't think about it, bud.
Ben, you're gonna be a grandpa!
And I'm gonna be
Unless
a
it's
grandma.
more parthenogenesis. This is something I want to talk about. This is something that's always bothered me about the franchise, right? The frog DNA thing resulting in them changing sexes and breeding. What they should have done, what the original novel should have done, was spring a surprise on us that dinosaurs are inherently capable of parthenogenesis, that in a time of low population, they're able to reproduce asexually, right? To a limited degree. And have that be how the population jump starts and how they proliferate and spread. And I've always kind of hoped that would be a bigger part of things when they introduced it with Blue. And they haven't done it yet. Well, I guess the Scorpios Rex did it too, right? Other than that, they haven't done it much. 2 instances. But I wonder if that's where this is going or not. Maybe we'll never even get a confirmation. There's like no reason that they would know if this was a virgin birth or a natural conception. So it'll probably never come up. But interesting thought.
You're all here.
Okay. Cowboy Hat Man is a villain. Cowboy Hat Man, who I don't remember anything about except for the fact that he has a cowboy hat. That it's a good thing they gave him a very distinguishing feature. Otherwise, I would have just been like, who dat? All right, well, that'll be it for this episode.